Hello and welcome to Gdynia in Poland for the 2025 eSailing World Championship Final. I'm Alec Wilkinson, Karolina Soltaniak standing beside me, all ready to go with the commentary. And in the shadows behind us are the world's top eSailors, all ready for a stab at the title and also at that $10,000 prize pot. And just before we came on air, you said, oh, wow, can you just feel that atmosphere? And it has. It's cranked up, hasn't it, in the last few minutes?
Yes, exactly. The sailors had a great time yesterday, visiting Gdynia and enjoying time here. But now it's time to refocus and be ready to the upcoming game.
Yeah, it's what they came for. And as you mentioned, so Gdynia is your home waters.
Yes.
You're really happy to be here because we have timed it with the Gdynia Sailing Week.
Yeah, exactly. Basically not a week, like 3 weeks, because this event is part of Gdynia Sailing Days and we started 2 weeks ago and we have 7 days more to go. So we are really happy that we can host the eSailing World Championship. That's amazing.
Yeah, loads and loads going on in the city, not just on the water, but off the water as well. And yesterday we took the sailors out to meet some of the people and have some fun. Gdynia is Poland's capital of sailing, home of the annual Gdynia Sailing Days, 21 fun-packed days of sailing and onshore activities. We took the players to the beach to experience the sailing village, simulators, balance boards and, of course, some virtual regatta. More importantly, they were able to race against one another on the virtual seas to hone their skills before today's big final. A chance to unwind, get to know each other and meet face to face. After all, some of them only know each other's voices and gamer tags from racing online. But today will be more than a virtual battle. Being able to look each other in the eye across the room adds a completely new dimension to the competition. It's all about focus and executing a game plan. Let's race. Okay, well, let's have a look at our 12 finalists. 12 eSailors representing 8 different countries. Let's start on the left-hand side of your screen there with Navi767. The grey are their gaming tags, and obviously in pink is their full name. So Krilo has come from Ukraine, a long, long journey. We'll hear more about that later. Yuko Furukawa, welcome to him. He races as Yuko and represents Japan. One of 2 Brazilians, Jose Godi, is next, and Sarah Gromberg from Sweden. She's back after making the final for the first time last year in her home country. The Swedes come through the Steering the Course women's competition to be here in Gdynia for her second successive final.
In the middle table we see the following players. From Portugal, Jos Mendes, the nickname is the Mendes RS. Kazuki Maime from Japan, and Japan is represented by 3 players, including Kazuki, who is just 18 years old, is competing in his second World Championship final. We have also Tristan Perron from France, and Acer is in the house again. Tristan Perron from France, our world champion in 2023, is making his 6th final. And also we have the Joachim Rommel from Sweden.
On the right-hand side there, Samuel Solano, or Harder, from Brazil. Last year became the first ever finalist from the Americas, and here he is making his second attempt at the title, joining his Brazilian compatriot, Jose Godi. Good luck to them. And then we've got Lorenzo Sorrenti of Italy, races as Lorenzo. If you're regular viewers of the eSailing, you'll know all about him. He's returning for his 3rd World Championship final. Bartosz races as Shidlo Finn, and he is our local wild card. And then comes Yuya Takubo, or FC Rich of Japan. So those are our 12 finalists, and it's been quite a long, hard road for them to get through qualification to this point here in Gdynia. Qualification began with 19,848 races across 6 qualifier events. The top 40 of every qualifier progressed to the knockout stage. Across the 6 knockout events, 18 eSailors progressed directly to the semi-final. Meanwhile, in the playoff, 42 eSailors battled for the remaining 12 semi-final places. Once the semi-final roster of eSailors was confirmed, preparations began to race for the 10 available spots at the grand final. Making up the 12 eSailors present at the final, we also have 2 direct entrants. So our 12 finalists have sailed hard and long for their places in the grand final, all of them hunting for glory and a piece of the $10,000 prize pot. And the format for today is even simpler than that. We've basically got 8 races. After the 8 races, we will take the top 10 and they will progress through to the medal race. The medal race is double points. So the aim initially is to make the top 10 within those first 8 races. So good luck to them, and a series of different classes just to make it fair as well.
Yes, exactly. So we have 8 different classes: J70, Ilka 49er, Nacra 70. Also we have Farset, Star, Offshore Racing and F50. So the sailors are racing in every race different boat, but the medal race is also in J70. So
yeah, the J70, which is always a favourite amongst eSailors, they say, because it's not just a test of you as a sailor, but also as a thinker and as a strategist and tactician, which means lots of close racing expected, lots of head-to-head battles. So it's just as well that we don't just have the top eSailors here in the room, we've also got some of the world's top judges. And here they are. So it's great to see these guys. Giovanni there from Venezuela, the only international PRO from Venezuela, I'm told. But it's great to see them because we're seeing them smile. Normally they sit behind their desks, stony-faced, taking some pretty important decisions. So it's great to see them on screen.
yes, exactly. But you know, they have to be serious because they're like judges. So I think it's necessary. In a team, we also have local judge. To the jury team attended Katarzyna Goralska, an experienced judge who has also a few 420 and 470 titles.
And there they, and we mustn't forget we've also got two officers, 2 officials, Stephen Smith of Canada and China's Ginger, who are operating online as well. So we've got all the technology here, and never mind VAR. So we are ready to go. I'm told that the players are in the virtual venue. So let's get going. Race 1, as you've said, is in the J70.
Yes, exactly. And the race format is pretty easy because it's upwind, downwind, and repeat during the second round. During this eSailing World Championship is only one race which has different format, but we will talk about this later. So yeah, we start.
Here we go. We are 35 seconds away from the start of this year's eSailing World Championship final. In the J70, and I'm just looking at how they're lining up. They seem to be preferring this right-hand side of the start line, the committee boat end.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We'll see how it's going on a race course, but probably it's more wind on the right side. We have 9 seconds to the start, and probably all the teams, all the players will be on time.
An early penalty there for the Japanese Yuko, but otherwise it looks like it's a clean start for most. Jose Godi possibly just over early, picking up a penalty, and they're all going over to that right-hand side of the course where it looks like the breeze is stronger.
Yeah, it seems like to be stronger wind on the right. We see the dark sea, and it's really interesting because in Gdynia it's always tricky and gusty, and as I can see, probably is a north wind because on the left we see the city. Yeah, on the right we see Yuko from Japan, who is sailing on the right. And well, probably Lorenzo is on the lead right now. as we can see on the left.
Yeah, so if you're new to eSailing, these races are short and sharp and quick, and more of a sprint than a marathon. And Lorenzo of Italy is out in front right now in his third World Championship final. He's managed sixth at the previous two, and he has his game face on, and he's looking like a man who is definitely out to make the podium.
Yeah, it's really also hard, in my opinion, to tell now who is at the first place, because it's an upwind, so we still don't know who will be first on the first mark, but in 10 seconds I suppose we will know it, because the sailors go to the right and in seconds they will tack on the ley line.
So right now, Azer and Lorenzo and Navi of Ukraine are challenging for the lead. They're coming together towards that white dotted line at the top of the screen. That's what we call the ley line, and they're going to come in, and we're going to see those boats coming in from the right. They're going to tack and come into the mark, and then we'll have a really good idea of where we stand.
Yeah, the downwind legs that often make the difference between winning and losing in the J70 class. So I'm really excited to see if Lorenzo from Italy will hold the leader in the first race of eSailing World Championship.
Really important to get those spinnakers up early on the J70, because it takes 3 seconds to accelerate after its deployment. And that is a chance for those behind you. If they get that spinnaker up before you do, it's a chance for them to close the gap. But now it's a procession down to the bottom mark. Lorenzo, followed by Yuko and FC Rich, and Azer, former world champion, also in the mix at number 4.
Yeah, they are coming to the down marks, and probably they will pick left. Yes, exactly. So the left down mark and upwind again. Oh, it's like a lot of happening on this downwind.
A lot of happening, but the man in front is holding on to that lead, and FC Rich picking up a penalty.
So it's a good to say that Lorenzo Sorrenti, who is like winning like right now the first racing, was 3 times the finalist of the world's champion.
Yes, he was, and he's trying to build a lead now on this upwind leg, 24 metres, but the rest of the fleet holding him close because they are so fast downwind, and because you can use your the turbulence, the dirty air behind you downwind to grow your lead. It's really important on the upwind that the chasing fleet stay close to the leader, and at the moment he's being shadowed by the Japanese player Yuko.
Yeah, and during the second upwind, as we can see, they prefer to sail on the left side of the race course. So probably a lot of the sailors are on the good time to tack. So that's also amazing that this is the first race. We have only one leg to go, and it's like 4 minutes of race. That's super nice format.
So 22 knots of breeze out there, and Lorenzo turns into the top mark for the final time, and he's got a good advantage there. The wind shadow's 30 meters on these boats, and I think he's built that up. So he's got plenty of space between him and Yuko. Yuko, 23 years old, but also hugely experienced in the World Championships. He reached the semi-finals 3 years in a row, but here he is now trying to catch the leader of this race. Azer is right behind. There's Yuko. And I think this is going to be a win now, unless something drastic goes wrong. This is going to be an Italian victory in this first race, followed by Yuko of Japan. And Azer is moving up. You can see him with a pink spinnaker, but he's being chased all the way by Kazuki.
Yes, I can imagine like what is how stressful it is for the players, especially for the French sailor who is the champion from the last year. Yeah, we have the finishing line. So Lorenzo first.
Yeah, Lorenzo takes the victory in race 1, followed by Yuko, and Azer crosses the line in 3rd. Kazuki settles for 4th, and then really close between 5th, 6th and 7th. And look at them. Remember, every point counts because they're trying to make the top 10 here in order to make the cut to the medal race. So as the final boats cross the line, we have confirmation of that result. With Harder of Brazil in the end taking 5th, Zemendes of Portugal in 6th, and FC Rich of Japan in 7th. And we scroll down and see Rommel of Sweden and SGR 88 taking 11th and 12th. They've got a few seconds before we go into race 2, which will be in the Ilka.
Ilka, yeah. So the Ilka is the most popular boat, I think, in Olympic sailing because it's like the sailors in over 100 countries around the world has been sailing on Ilka. So really popular and
one of the later additions to eSailing, interestingly enough, obviously, the difference between this and the J70, one of the many differences, is we don't have a spinnaker on this one, of course. So we are lining up for race 2 of this 2025 eSailing World Championship. They've virtually stopped just ahead of the line. They don't want to cross that line too early. Into the last 5 seconds. In from the pin end come 3 more boats. They pick up penalties. So 3 penalties on that start. What happens? That means the computer will automatically slow those boats down before releasing them once that penalty has been taken.
Yes, and the second race, Ilka, as we said, and again, we didn't tell about the format, but it's also the same: upwind, downwind, upwind, and downwind. So nothing changed. And now we can see the Swedish on the first place, like fingers crossed for him, because in the previous race, the Swedish were in the last 2 places.
Yep, so good start for Rommel, Azer in the hunters as well, up there in the top 3. But the early stages of this race, still 300 metres to go to that top mark, and we're following Rommel and FC Rich.
And also Ilka and 18 knots, it means that it's really hard to sail. I suppose also it's waves on the race course, so really demanding race again.
And look who is currently in the lead, but it's only by a very small margin of meters. Lorenzo coming in from that far side, he tacks again, and we'll see that lead change. This time it's Navi 767, so Mendes and Azer all challenging near the front of the fleet.
Yes, and we can see in the top 3 the Mendes is Jose Mendes, and what is important, he is Ilka 7 silver medalist in under 21 category during the World 2022. So he know Ilka really good.
He's a man who knows this boat extremely well, and I love the look of the Italian boat. The skin, looks great, and in traditional light blue.
And what is your favorite? This one?
I don't have favorites. I am strictly neutral. Or are we just talking about the design?
Or we are talking about design, only the colors on the skin. Because, you know, it's one of them has pink spinnaker, so my answer is really easy.
Well, Azer's had that pink sail for as long as I can remember.
Yes, exactly.
So here we go, top mark, first time, and it is Mendes, the Portuguese sailor, out in front. Rommel in second, one of Sweden's most accomplished e-sailors sitting second. Can he close that 25-metre lead on the Portuguese? Navi, he had a very long journey over from eastern Ukraine and is here sitting in 3rd place now. Lorenzo, our race 1 winner, is 4th, and then we've got FC Rich in 5th. So downwind they go, slightly smaller wind shadow than the J70. This one's 28 metres for the Ilka, and as you can see, that gives Mendes plenty of space, plenty of breathing space. But can Rommel and Navi close that gap?
Yeah, during the downwind on the Ilka class, I think a lot of can change because of the tactics about the tactics mainly. So it's really interesting who will be still in the top three, because as we can see, I think Azer was in the top three on the first mark, and now it's on a 10th position. So maybe the Ilka not really fits to him. And now we have the second upwind. Still, a Portuguese player on a first place, Rommel from Sweden on a second, and Navi 767 on a third place. It's like 20 meters separation between first and second boat.
Great to see Mendes so confident and with so much advantage in this race, because it's his first time, at a World Championship final. Sometimes the nerves can overcome the players, but he's showing no sign of that right now. I asked him actually over breakfast, what would you be happy with? And he goes, well, I'm here to win, aren't I? Which is a fair answer, but I think he then sort of went, well, any podium finish would make him happy.
Yeah. It's really challenging to be focusing all the time during the 8 or 9 races, all the time looking on a screen and be totally focused. So fingers crossed for the players.
Different styles of play and different devices that they're using. Some prefer the tablets, some prefer phones, some prefer a desktop with a big screen. So everyone has their own preference, and it often just comes down to what they have available at home and what they're used to.
Yeah, but I can imagine play on a phone. It's like so small screen to have a finger, and just change something on the screen is impossible. But well, you're right. Everyone prefer different.
Yeah, they all have different theories.
Yeah.
Also as to which is faster, which is more reactive. Whether it's a tablet or whether they're all plugged in though to some super fast internet, which we've been provided here. So that's fantastic. Mendes, our leader, just trying to make it to Mark 3. And let's have a look at this battle for second place. We've got Rommel of Sweden, and it's not far behind to the Italian Lorenzo.
Yes, but basically top 3 are safe, I would say, because between Lorenzo and Navi, it's 20 meters.
Oh, look at these
distance.
3 coming in together.
Yeah.
They've got to give space to the others, and some penalties being handed out there. Or just the one for SGR 88. And so downwind they go, heading towards the finish line. And I'm just wondering now, so that's about 40 metres between second and third. So as you say, that's probably done. But behind them, we've got Navi and Hada and Kazuki all battling it out. Azer has dropped down to 9th.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But as I remember, after the start and after the first upwind, he was in the top. So something happened during the first downwind.
Here we go. The last few meters for Mendes of Portugal. Jose Mendes, or Minge, is how they pronounce it. He's given me a lesson in that. I think that's probably the last time I'm going to try that one. Second place is Rommel of Sweden. Lorenzo is going to take third, just inside the pin end of the finish line there. And then we've got Hada and Navi in 4th and 5th. And then the rest of the fleet come in.
Oh, yeah. And we see Polish sailor is at the 11th place.
So the important thing at this stage is consistency, of course. So Lorenzo will be pleased with that third place when you add it to his first victory as well. So confirmation of that result then, as they're finishing in 9th. 10th went to Jose Godi of Brazil, and SGR 88 of Sweden in 12th.
Okay, and now a little bit changes
Yeah,
here
so,
in
well,
the leaderboards.
yeah, although no change at the top, that's still held by Lorenzo. Mendes moves up. And that really shows you know the difference that one result can make in these very early stages of the race. Yuko in third, Harder in fourth, Kazuki in fifth. Still plenty of racing to go. We're going to move into a slightly faster boat from the Ilka into the 49er.
Yeah, on Friday we finished the test event in 49er class during the Gdynia sailing days, which was really important due to the 2027 World Championship. So yeah, I think also more and more sailors want to join this class because it's fast in the same time and it's really interesting. And now we have 20 minutes, 20 seconds to start.
Yeah, and here they go. It looks like we've got I was going to say a bit of a split in the fleet, but actually they're all coming together and spreading out. They prefer, and they're coming down to this left-hand side. So actually that start line, a good spread of the fleet across that start line. Penalties though for 3-4 of those boats as the fleet starts to head up the middle of the course.
It seems on the screen that they're sailing really fast.
So Kazuki coming over to the left-hand side, the majority, and then he tacks, and maybe he's going to head off towards the dark shadows of that stronger breeze over on the right-hand side of the course.
Yes, and yeah.
And unlike the J70, where we were talking about the importance of the downwind, with the 49er, it's how you perform in the upwind legs rather than the downwind that'll decide often whether you win or whether you lose.
Yeah, I think on the 49er class, like the most important is the speed because it's less tactics than on Ilka class, and here you have to just have perfect boat on the water and really nice speed to win.
So they're making their way over to the ley line, the most efficient route to the mark. At that particular moment, you'll see it move as the conditions shift, and it's looking much stronger on this right side of the course. I wonder if that's going to start blowing through. In fact, we're up to 26 knots now of breeze as they come in for the first time. Someone going really wide there, but tucking in behind the leading three. So it's Kazuki, Mendes and Jose Godi. It's Japan, Portugal, Brazil in the top three as they head downwind for the first time.
Yeah, the Ganakers are up, and we can see it's really like match racing between the first and the second player. Kazuki and Mendes really near to each other.
Yeah, and Mendes is going to want to try and break away from that wind, or is going to try and affect Kazuki with his wind shadow there.
Yeah, and I can see like different kind of sides of the race course. So, but they also like choose the same mark.
Yeah, so Kazuki at that bottom gate managed to put a few meters. He just gained a bit of distance as he came round the mark. A penalty for SGR 88 at the back of the fleet as we follow Navi now, also working his way upwind. Kazuki though 25, 26, yeah, he's growing that lead, and I think that bottom gate was crucial in his advantage.
Yeah, 28 meters is probably a lot on a 49er. It's enough to win, but well, we have to wait till the end. And again, the French sailor on the third place. I think maybe Azer prefer fast boats than Ilka, probably.
Yeah. So let's have a look further back. Who have we got? We've got Harder down in 11th place. SGR 88, Harder of Brazil, competing once again in the World Championship finals. In the early days, he used to get quite worked up, quite nervous before racing, and then get quite upset with himself because he couldn't really focus. But he seemed a lot calmer today and a lot happier than he has done in the past. We'll see if that translates into his performance at the end of the competition. So Kazuki now has built that lead and is heading towards the finish line ahead of Zemendez and Jose Godi, and I think it looks, do you agree, the top three are pretty much done here?
Yeah, exactly. And Jose on the third. Yeah, that's really very nice. His favorite boat, e-boat, is J70, so probably most sailors will pick J70, but 49er is really impressing. It looks really nice. So yeah, we have 4 minutes of racing and the last meters basically to the end.
And Carolina, I know if you think these are fast, wait till we get to the F50s. If you blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah.
But let's focus now on the leader, Kazuki. Well done to him. He crosses the line, takes the victory, and by a substantial lead, over 50 meters for the Japanese to get Japan's first victory of this World Championship Grand Final. Zemendez comes second, Jose Godi in third, and Lorenzo, our overall leader, still with a pretty good fourth place finish, and that will count.
Yeah, probably Zemendez will be first after these 3 races, but we'll see in a minute. So yeah, Lorenzo on the 4th, on the 5th, Ukraine player. Next, Kazuki on the 6th, Rommel in 7th, the Polish sailor Szydłowin in 8th, Azer in a 9th place. So, well, still Lorenzo at the lead. So.
Yep, so Lorenzo with just a 1 point lead now from Zemendez. And what's great results there from the Portuguese. A first and a second, really excellent stuff. Kazuki third and Navi of Ukraine in fourth. Let's just have a look at this graphic first, though. We're going with an Accra 17 next. That's race 4. And the frightening thing is, after this, we're already at the halfway mark of this competition.
Yes, exactly. And again, we have 22 not so strong winds during this eSailing World Championship. Accra 70. That's, well, it's really fast boat again.
Really fast boat, and one of the first foiling, first foiling boat.
It looks amazing on the screen.
Yeah, first foiling boat of the Olympics, and here it is on your screen. They are amazing, and they are fast.
They're so fast.
And obviously, normally crewed by 2 people, but on this occasion, just the one on their device. So, 5 seconds to go to the start of race 4 of this World Championship Grand Final. They're spread out right across the start line, and too close to the start line for 5 of them. They pick up penalties. The computer will slow them down, and that will allow Lorenzo and FC Rich and Jose Godi, who we are watching here, heading off to the right side. That gives them the advantage now of trying to gain distance.
Yeah, and after a bad start, it's really hard to catch up this distance on Accra 70, I think, and also on 49er, and also every fast boat. So they have to focus. They have to focus really good to do the right decision on the race course.
Yeah, the faster the boat, the worse the penalty, really, for any mistake. And Godi out in front, side by side with Zemendez and Lorenzo and FC Rich. So I was saying the Japanese players, 3 of them here. It's the second time actually that Japan has sent 3 players to the grand final. But of course they're all jet lagged because they've travelled halfway across the world. Every time I see them, I say, "How are you doing?" And I think it was Yuko was telling me that he was up most of the night playing eSailing.
I remember that kind of situation from 2 years ago in Barcolana. They have totally the same because they came to Trieste, and after 24 hours it was the game, so they were really tired. So maybe it's a good idea to organize the next eSailing course in Japan. What do you think?
but then we're going to be tired.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But look, if they've been up all night, and this is the positive side of it, if they've been up all night, they have got hours and hours extra playing time, training time. As we come to the top mark, it's Harder out in front for the first time in this competition. Jamandes second, FC Rich in third, and Harder looking really fast as he heads downwind.
And again, we have in the top three Zemandes from Portugal. Nice, really nice sailing today. Fourth race and top three again. So the first downwind, really fast sailing. I'm curious what mark they will pick, right or left. Probably it's a more wind on the left side on the race course.
And look, they're already there. That tells you just how fast how much faster they're travelling than the boats we've seen already. But what a lead for the Brazilian. He chooses the right-hand mark. Round comes Mendes, then it's FC Rich. So no change on that leg to the top three. Penalty for Lorenzo.
Yeah.
I didn't see what happened there.
Probably he touched the mark.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. Rule 18.
And now in the middle of the fleet there, Kazuki.
Yes, demanding upwind, but well, so probably it's hard to say which side of the upwind they choose. Now I can see it's more right, as we can see really dark sea on the right side, and still the top three not changing. So good sailing, good decision on the race course.
Yeah, now the Azer is up into fourth, and a good position for Gidlo, your Polish compatriot, in fifth. So this is proving a good race for him. Having just joked about the fact that he's a Finn sailor and, you know, a slow boat sailor. Look at him go in the fastest boat so far.
Yeah.
Top mark, and then it's down to the finish line, and that advantage now for the Brazilian is down to just about 10 metres, and that is definitely catchable by the Portuguese. FC Rich comes round in third. Penalty for Navi as he rounded the mark. So the leaders launched towards the finish line. And that was a good turn and a good launch downwind for Harder, because he's regained a good lead, and he'll just have to stay focused now on what he's doing, not worry about what's happening behind him. Yep. They can choose, by the way, what they look at on the screen, whether they look at an aerial view like ours.
Oh, really?
There are different views. Yep, some of them just like to sit in the boat and have the sort of view you would if you were actually in a real boat. But here we go. It's race number 4, and it's going to be won by the Brazilian Harder. It's his first victory of this grand final. Zemandes takes second. FC Rich of Japan takes third. Another good result for the Japanese. Azer is fourth. Jose Godi comes in, as does Sidlo. And we'll have to just wait for confirmation who got that one. Lorenzo in 8th. And I think that might see him toppled from the top of the leaderboard. We will just wait for those scores to be totted up and confirmed. But there's the confirmation of that race 4.
Yeah, the Szydłowin, Polish sailors, finished the race in the 6th place, and I think it's a really good result for him to be in the medal race. He needs that kind of result. So, as Poland, we are really happy about that. So the Portuguese player is on the first place, and he has 6 points.
Yeah, so wow, a real turnaround at the halfway point in the let's call it the qualification part, the first 8 races. And let's just, I don't know if we can have another look, but down towards that 10th place, there we go, the battle between Rommel and Szydłowin and SGR 88. They want to be in the top 10. We are going to switch to the Far East 28R first of all. The course is standard though.
Yeah, exactly. So the first we're going upwinds and then downwind. So basically nothing changed again.
And now this type of boat, this class, isn't particularly well known in Europe. It's made in China, but it's really popular in Asia as a racing keel boat, and it's been recreated here in the game, and the version in the game has similar dynamics really to the J-boat, which I think is why this has caught on within the eSailing community. A little bit faster though, and upwind speed we're looking at about 7 knots. So yeah, we'll see how this pans out, and it's impossible really to try and guess which boat suits which player, because so far we've kind of touched on the fact that some sail Ilkas and then they come out and they sail amazingly fast on fast boats. So
probably I think in this game the players should feel really good on every class, so it's necessary to be the winner.
All right, so the players have had a break. They've had a chance to catch their breath, and now they know it's the last chance, really, the last 4 races to make sure they are in the top 10 and in the medal race. And as for the leaders, Mendes and Lorenzo and Kazuki, it's about getting as many points on the board that they can carry forward into the medal race.
Yeah, we have 30 seconds to start, so it's a lot of time. And well, like the boats are standing on the press starts in the right side, more on the right side than left side. So, but as we can see, the dark shifts are, basically they are on the left and right side on the race course. So
yeah, just bunching up near the committee boat. There's been a few penalties there. There's too much traffic at that top end of the line. 3, 4 penalties, and we'll see how they work themselves out of the fleet. But other than that, as where they gave themselves plenty of room further down the line, good, solid, clean starts.
Yeah, it was really nice start. It looked really nice, and now we can see that every boat tack on the left, and they're sailing to the right side of the race course. And again, we have the Mendes on the second and Jose on the first, and Szydłowin on the third. So fingers crossed for the Polish sailor.
I'm seeing the wind getting stronger as they work their way up this right-hand side. Lorenzo already on the ley line, so direct line to the top mark is where he wants to be.
Yeah, we still have a few meters to the first mark, but as can we see, like on the meters, every boat is really close to each other, so it will be nice first mark rounding.
Yeah, definitely a difficult one to call at this point. And really they'll be doing everything they can just to edge in front, because there's a real advantage heading downwind with a 32 meter wind shadow.
Yeah, oh my god, like all fleet is all together right now. There is no distance between the boats, so
real traffic at this top
real
mark
traffic.
As they come in. They try and maneuver their way round to get round that top mark, and it's the Yuko and Azair.
A lot of penalties, a lot.
There just wasn't enough room for them. It kind of didn't matter really what some of them did or how they maneuvered. They were going to crash. There was no way around that. But Yuko has managed, being out in front, has managed to launch his spinnaker, keep out of trouble, and is now growing his lead as Azair and Harder chase right behind.
Yeah, really good rounding, and now he has like more than 50 meters distance, so it's a lot during this really short race. The jibe, and now it's time to choose the mark. Probably all of them will choose the right mark because they're on the right side of the downwind. Oh, but no, one of the boats picked left, and it was French sailors, yeah. But most of the fleet picked the left side.
Yeah, so Azair decided that there was no point in following Yuko around the course. He decided to split and head off for that stronger breeze on the right-hand side. As the two boats come together eventually, we'll find out who took the right decision.
Now again we can see the really nice skins of the sails here. Nice graphics and nice design. And the second upwind still at the lead, Yuko from Japan. And Azer is on the second position, so maybe he can be in the top 3, because as I remember correctly, he didn't finish any race in the top 3, like the French sailor.
Azer?
Yeah.
He got a third in the first race.
Okay, but after that, twice,
that,
9.
Yeah, yeah. So as we've been saying, consistency is key in this competition, well, as it is in most sailing competitions, really. But look at the advantage Yuko has now coming in to that top mark for the final time. As they're round. And another great performance from the Brazilian Harder in third place. Harder sitting 4th overall. So really in the hunt at the top. Penalty for Kazuki.
Oh.
Lorenzo kind of looking a little bit lost in the middle of the fleet. And then Navi bringing up the rear in 12th place. But our leaders are already heading towards the finish line. And there's no catching Yuko. Yuko, who managed second place in the very first race. He is back in touch now.
Yeah, a few meters more, and that's it.
So, a first victory for a Japanese player here, and then second for Azer. Harder, the Brazilian, comes across in third. He'll be really pleased with that result, because that hopefully for him will start gaining momentum on his results. Zemendez of Portugal in 4th, our overall leader. And I mean, that's a great result, but he's been so good up till now that we're a bit surprised. Jose Godi in 5th, Lorenzo 6th, and let's have a look as we scroll down. 7th for Kazuki, Shidio of Poland in 8th, Rommel 9th, FC Rich, Navi and SGR 88. Change at the top. Zemendez still out in front, 8-point lead. Lorenzo 2nd, Harder in 3rd. Kazuki Azer now, 27 points. So 12 points behind the overall leader. So right, we're on to the star now.
Yeah, race number 6, 22 knots, and we changed the boat to a star class. So star class boat has a rich Olympic history. It was raced at the Games for 80 years until London 2012. So nice boat. In Poland we also have a tradition and history of the star, because Mateusz Kusznierewicz, the best sailor in Poland, was sailing on the star class together with Dominik Grzycki. Mateusz was also twice Olympic medalist, so nice star class, and we start the race.
So we're away in the star class here at the World Championships. A penalty for the Brazilian, Jose Godi. The majority of the fleet sticking to this right-hand side, sticking together side by side, heading out towards this that ley line. And that side has paid through this whole competition. Is that Gdynia? As in, is that how Gdynia plays out? Right side of the course? Is it a fairly standard, or is it difficult breezes to work out there?
In Gdynia is always difficult. Really, we spent last 2 days during the Gdynia sailing days, and the conditions every day was different. The first week was with the strong winds, the rain, and the low temperature, and after that the other front come, and we have sunny days, but not with a good wind. It was hard to organize the races during the test event, so it's really tough venue to sail.
And really tough at the moment in this first leg to just work out who has the slightest edge, because it's really close. It's cat and mouse stuff, and it's not far to go now to that top mark. So we got Yuko already on the lay line, and Kazuki also on a good line towards that mark. But now the boats come in from the left-hand side, from Rommel, Yuko and Lorenzo. And let's see where they slot in. Lorenzo's going to slot in probably around about third place. Yuko just holds the lead then, ahead of Rommel of Sweden, and Lorenzo in third for Italy. A penalty for Harder, the Brazilian. I think he might have touched the mark. Couldn't quite see what was going on back there. FC Rich as well, picking up a penalty. So it's all happening at the back of the fleet.
Yeah, that's nice that Rommel from Sweden started to sail well, because at the beginning it wasn't look so amazing and colorful, but now really nice. He's in the next race in the top. I don't remember right now what was the okay, he was 9 and now he's sail second, but probably he has a chance to be in the medal race.
Yeah, so Rommel, known in Sweden, where he does obviously a lot of his eSailing, a lot of Swedish competition, 3 times Swedish national champion. He's known just for being quite quiet, but a real fighter on the water, and above all, really consistent. So maybe we'll see some of that consistency come into play here now. He certainly needs it. He's sitting 9th overall.
And again, a lot of is happening on the first gates. Everyone, more of the fleet choose the left mark, the left gate, and the second upwind is in.
So the battle continues between Yuko and Rommel. Rommel going over a slightly different angle towards that right-hand side from, and now he's tacked, and he's coming in closer to Yuko to try and close the distance between them. You can see them, there we go, as we focus in on them.
They have still 200 meters, more than 200 meters to the mark, and but probably they have to do more tacks. They're in the middle of the upwind, so they have to go to the right, do 2 tacks more to go to the ley line.
Yuko, really experienced in eSailing, grand finalist at the Olympic eSports Series a couple of years ago in Singapore. And that was a great experience for everyone. That was real big-time tournament stuff. And that experience, I know, has been taken away by the guys who competed in that and have really used it in the competition since. Now, Yuko out in front then. So he has held this lead up the upwind leg. Rommel is right behind him. Now, can Rommel hold off Kazuki, who is closing in on the Swede? The battle for second is going to be interesting on that final downwind leg. Lorenzo is 4th, Azer in 5th.
Yeah. You said about the Yuko that the Japanese fleet is really strong, but looking to the past, the Japan player has never won the title of the world champion.
No, it's never gone outside Europe, so could this be the year in which that changes? At the moment, the best placed non-European is Harder, who's sitting 3rd overall, 10 points behind our overall leader. Still plenty of racing to come, though. And I think that, right in front of you, looks like an unassailable lead for Yuko. Can Kazuki, though, can he chase down the Swede in second place? It's looking good for Rommel.
Yeah. Really nice.
And then it's a long way back, isn't it, to
It is.
4th, 5th and 6th place. Lorenzo is probably safe in that 4th place finish. But then Azer, Harder, SGR 88, so the Frenchman and the Brazilian, definitely going to be fighting each other near the top of the overall leaderboard, so they're going to be fighting for every metre in this race as well. Yes. Yuko of Japan comes into the finish line to take his victory here, his second of the competition.
Oh, it was a tough finishing line because they sailed together on a finishing line. So, yeah.
Well, the start often is decided on that final downwind leg, but because of the wind shadow that it casts. But in this occasion, there was enough of a lead for Yuko for it not to have that much of an effect. But look at that. They're fighting all the way to the finish line, even giving each other penalties right on the line. Good win. Second successive win in the competition for Yuko. Ramal in second. Kazuki third. Lorenzo fourth. Azer fifth. And Harder ending up taking sixth, and José Gondi, the other Brazilian, bringing up the rear.
Portuguese player still at the lead, but now he has only 2 points less than Lorenzo.
That's right. So it's getting really tight. Kazuki on 29, Yuko on 30. Azer dropping down despite finishing above Harder, dropping down to sixth, the Frenchman.
And do you see what is going on at the bottom of the leaderboard? Because the Navy and the Shidofin has the same amount of points, what means that these two races will be really exciting because they will battle for the being in a medal race. Really exciting. Well.
Yep, so all to play for, equal on points in 10th and 11th, and, well, not 9th place isn't that far behind. On to race 7, so 2 races left now before we cut the bottom 2 off and we head into the medal race. The offshore racer, much bigger, heavier boat than we're used to seeing in inshore racing.
I hope it will fit to the Polish sailor because it's a big boat, maybe. Finn class is not as big as the offshore racing, but fingers crossed for Bartek, and we start the race.
Yeah, again, downwind leg will probably prove crucial in this race. 20 seconds to go, and nicely placed. A bit of a ding-dong going on just at the top there where the committee boat is. Trying to work out who those two are, sort of fighting it out, and they need to get a move on and get to the start line because we are go on race 7 of this World Championship. A good start for the Ukrainian on that left-hand side. Lorenzo choosing to go directly to the right, and it'd be interesting to watch if this split develops.
Yeah. We can see the Navy 767. So yeah, he's sailing fast, I think. On the left side on the race course, probably he's really stressful because he's fighting for being in the medal race. So I can imagine how stressful it can be. For now, it's a really good race. The first one on the leaderboard for this race. But it's less wind because now we have 16, right? 16 or 17 knots. So
about 14 now.
Yeah, 14.
It's a bit lighter.
Because all the events, all the regatta right now, we have in really strong winds. We start with 22, and basically, it's this race is one of these light winds.
Yep, the bigger, heavier boat, and we've got the lighter breeze. So plenty more thinking time for the eSailors.
Oh, penalty.
So Azer really going after Lorenzo there and pulling that off, getting a penalty. And as you can see, that allows him to speed ahead whilst Lorenzo takes that penalty. And that means Azer is going to just slip on the inside of the mark, right ahead
Really close.
of the Polish sailor who picked up a penalty.
Oh,
yes,
no.
he did.
No.
Rommel in third, Harder in fourth, but penalties all round as all that congestion translates into little bumps against the mark, against each other, rights of way infringed, so penalties galore as Azer now launches his spinnaker early. There's an advantage to doing that, getting that Jenica up, and it helps you really gain a bit of speed at that top mark. So he's away and already a 50-metre lead.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Like 50 meters lead is a lot. So he's in a really good position to win this race. And if he will take this lead till the end, it will be the first winning.
For Azer?
First win, yeah.
Yes, it will. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. They're like close to the gate.
So left or right, which way should he go?
Yeah, probably they pick left side because the shifts are more on the right side of the race course. And yeah, it was easy decision. Most of the sailors pick the left side of the gate. But they're tacking to the middle of the race course, so...
A good third place position for Sidlo Finn of Poland,
Yeah.
sitting in third. We've seen him up there a few times already. It's just about whether he can hang on under pressure.
Yeah.
He's, I believe, our oldest competitor here at 40.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's trying to find the fresh wind because now, as we can see, the boat over Polish sailor is taking the wind, and he's tacking. Okay, and they're going to the middle of the. Oh my God! I saw tactics here, like tack after tack. But in a second, they will be on a ley line, so there will be no more tacking. But yeah, that's right. He's still on the third position, and basically the top three did not change. So I hope it will not change till the end.
As they're looking good at this top mark again, and we'll watch him go round and just keep an eye out as he heads off to that spreader mark. Just keep an eye out on when they launch their Jenica, because they try and launch them a little bit earlier on this boat. See there, as he rounds the mark, it's already launched. Rommel, though, launches it also slightly early, and that helps them get the acceleration they need on such a big, heavy boat. Sidlo then, still in third. Jose Godi in fourth, Lorenzo in fifth, Mendes, our overall leader, but only just, in sixth place.
Yeah, and Navi from Ukraine is at 11th place, so it seems not really good for him in case of the general standings, because he's fighting with Szydłowin to qualify for the medal race, so we'll see.
So Azer here in his fifth final, and looking to repeat his World Championship victory of 2 years ago. We were talking about, 40-year-old Gilles the Pole. But I remember when Azer was 19 in his first World Championship final. So we kind of see these players come through, really. Okay, Azer, here we go, into the finish line, and no one is going to take that lead from him now, but there's an interesting battle going on for second. Rommel and Gidio of Poland, and Rommel has it at the moment. The grey Jenica of Gidio will take third place. And then, wow, what a battle further back. And that tells you just what it means. Every position is so important. And Jose Godi taking fourth. Harder taking fifth. FC Rich sixth. His teammate, his Japanese compatriot, in seventh. A good result for SGR 88, and she was part of that battle with Navi in 9th, Yuko in 10th, Mendes and Lorenzo. We've got a new leader who seems to have just come out of nowhere. Azaire of France is now top of that leaderboard, not just top, but 3 points ahead of Mendes. Kazuki's now moved to 3rd, Harder to 4th, and Lorenzo of Italy, we've seen him now drop down to 5th. But what about there is our new leader.
Yeah, he's really motivated, I think, to be again the world champion.
It is race 8. It's in the very fast F50, and this is going to decide who goes through to the medal race and who will not. The bottom 2 in the overall leaderboard will be out. So it's 7 legs, as you can see on the right-hand side, and it's a reaching start. Then it's upwind, downwind, upwind, downwind, upwind, and a reach to the finish.
Yes,
but the
exactly.
point is, it is really fun. Sailors has to be really quick as well. So they are forming up now, just in front of us here, right next to that grey line, the border, the race track border, and they are gathering speed on this reach to the start line. They want to hit it as fast as possible, and it looks like it's going to be a good start, although that pink boat suddenly put the brakes on because it was just going too fast, and that's the danger. So Azaire in 2nd, but hey, who's that out in front? We've done this before, haven't we? And SGR 88 for the 2nd time.
Sarah feels really good on this fast boat. Look how fast she's racing, and she has now it changed, but at the beginning she has like more than 10 meters distance.
Yeah, let's wait and see what happens as they come into this mark. So they're heading upwind, then they'll come through this gate and head downwind, and it's so close, but Azaire sneaks in on the inside. And he knows there's a protest waiting for him after this race, a protest about an incident in an earlier race. So he's really wants to get this win. He needs to get points on the board to confirm himself as the overall leader. Zemendes over on Zemendes, I should say, over on that right-hand side. They're staying inside those thick grey lines. If they cross them, then they pick up a penalty. Those are the racetrack borders. Azaire 2nd at the moment. Zemendes has taken the lead. He's come from nowhere, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I didn't see from which side he came, but he said really good in every class. So that's super nice.
Shake of the head from the Italian, and he's not happy with his 10th position. Can he claw it back as he joins the rest of the fleet, and will then manoeuvre round to head towards that mark? So Azaire with the pink sail ahead of the red and black of the Portuguese, and then it's Harder of Brazil with what looks like could be another good result for him.
2 minutes, 2 minutes, and we have the middle of the race. That's true. Yeah, they're going to the another downwind, right?
That's right. So Zemendes now, we're getting a good look at him. He's one of those racing, I believe, on a mobile device, on his phone. Harder in 3rd place, just behind the 2 that we're watching. But Azaire has got a good lead, and but you know it's so fast, this boat, that that is a lead that could be caught by Zemendes. Just the slightest error on these boats, and you lose your lead, you lose your advantage.
Well, now they're choosing the gate. No, they're not choosing. Basically, they have to go to the right gate, right? Because they are going up.
The Italian round in, I was going to say in 10th, but it looks like he might have made up a place. So Azaire out in front, the lead now just really being cut by Harder. So a great move at that gate by the Brazilian, who's now moved up into second place ahead of the Portuguese and Navi 767 of Ukraine. He needs to be as high up as possible. He's fighting to finish in the top 10, and he's fighting with Zidio, who is 10th overall and is just behind him in 5th. So a bit of a match race maybe going on between the 4th and 5th place boats.
Yes, exactly. Looks like this. So we have to wait a few seconds more to see what will happen on the leaderboards.
But what about this battle for second and third? We've seen that position change several times in the last few legs. A real fight between the Portuguese and the Brazilian. But now Navi is also in the hunt, coming up, trying to close the gap on them.
It looks really nice. I hope maybe one day this kind of boats will be racing here in Gdynia. It looks amazing, but well, this is the last leg to the finishing line.
So this victory should go to Azer with a lead of that distance, but the battle for second and third, and further back between Zidio in 6th, and Navi has now slipped down to 9th, and that could be the end for him and his competition. So Azer wins this F50 race. It's race number 8 of the World Championship final. Zamendes second, Harder third. I think this is going to mix things up for sure at the top of the leaderboard. Rommel and SGR 88, a great result for Sarah of Sweden, her best result so far of the competition. Zidlo is 6th, Lorenzo 7th, Kazuki 8th, and Navi, our Ukrainian eSailer, is going to finish 9th, and that probably is not. I don't think that's going to be good enough to save him. We will see. Yes. We will see. So as we're talking, I can tell you that the protest hearing is about to begin between Lorenzo and Azer for an instance in race number 7. The jury are making their way out to listen to that protest.
This is the first situation like that during the eSailing World Championship? Or?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. This is sailing. This is sailing. We love a good protest. And if this is something new for you, it's a bit like going to court, isn't it?
Yeah.
You put your case.
Yes, of course.
The other person puts their case.
Because I don't remember in Barcolana 2 years ago we didn't have situation like this. Probably.
Okay, so sorry, I'm going to interrupt because it looks like we've got our overall leaderboard. It is pending this protest, but as things stand, Azer is top. Zamendes is 2nd, and Harder is 3rd. And at the bottom, the cut-off, it looks like Navi and SGR 88 are going home. But we have to... Protests don't take long in the super speedy world of eSailing, do they? So I can tell you, we took a break because there was a protest going on about race 7, about a coming together between Azer and Lorenzo. The protest has been dismissed. So the protest has been dismissed, and that means that our overall leaderboard, as we showed you earlier, is unchanged. So there we have our top 10, and our leader, Azer, goes into the double points medal race with a 4-point lead over Zamendes of Portugal. Harder is a point further back, representing Brazil in 3rd. Kazuki 4th, and Lorenzo remains sitting in 5th place. The J70, we're seeing it for the second time in this final. One of our favourite boats. We like it. Strategy, tactics, speed. It's got it all.
Yes, exactly. And again, we have 23 knots on the race course, so it will be really emotional race, I would say. And as you said before, after this protest situation, I think it's like more stress here in the atmosphere.
All right, well, they are now, that an early penalty there, but that's already disappeared before the race. So we have got just under 20 seconds to go. This is the medal race of the 2025 eSailing World Championship final. We have our top 10 racers here. This is last chance saloon for these people to catch Azair. And they are away in the medal race. And it was an early start for Rommel of Sweden, so a penalty for him. Yuko looking good, the nominal leader off the line. Also good for Sido of Poland, and Jose Godi also in the mix there. But it's Azair of France, our world champion 2 years ago, who they are all trying to catch. He goes into the race with a 4-point lead.
Yeah, it's not a lot because 4-point lead basically is only 4 points, and it's really important to say that this race is double pointed. So if the sailor will win the race, he gain 2 points.
So here we go. Just getting our orientation here on the course, and yeah, that's a good view. So they're heading out to the left-hand side. So if you look in the top left corner at our mini-map, you can see, first of all, the direction. Those red and white windsocks show you the way the wind's coming. And it does look stronger where those boats are, in the middle of the course. I think they'd originally thought about heading out right, but then they stuck to the middle. And now they're heading up to that right-hand ley line and the top mark.
Yes, a lot of shifts on the race course, so it's hard to say which side is better to sail, but probably is, as you said, they should sail to the right side, and basically everyone here is sailing to the right side, or not really. Lorenzo just tagged, but probably they're on the ley line right now. Not yet, not yet.
So they're just tacking behind two boats, Godi and Kazuki, who are nominal leaders at the moment. They've just got their noses in front. And that boat on the right-hand side, Lorenzo, heading all the way out to the ley line. So he's in the right position. He's on a straight, direct course to that top mark.
Yes, a few meters more, and we will be in the first mark. And now, as we can see, the Azair is first, right? So, well, so nice sailing.
We've got 5 boats all converging on that top mark at the same time. Yuko picking up a penalty. And now Azair tries to slot in ahead of them, picks up a penalty himself, though. He just couldn't do it, so he's going to be slowed by the computer. Lorenzo is round as well, but he's round clean. So Kazuki edges ahead. Jose Godi and Azair now back to third place. Done all that hard work on the upwind, but just couldn't squeeze in without picking up a penalty.
It's the worst situation if you're leading the race and you get the penalty on the top mark.
But it's the downwind leg that often makes the difference between winning and losing in the J70. It's the
exactly
30-meter wind shadow. So really, if you're the chasing boat, you want to be within that wind shadow to try and reel in the competitor in front of you. And that is why we're watching Kazuki weaving his way down as he tries to get away from the chasing boats.
Yeah, but after the penalty, we can see like Azair is still on the second place. It's really good position to him because probably he have to finish this race in the top 3 to be the world champion.
Azair holding second, as you say. Near the back, we've got a penalty for Harder and Rommel. We could hear the groans going up from the Brazilian. And already they're at this bottom mark, and we're at the halfway stage of this double points medal race in the eSailing World Championship final here in Gdynia. And it's Kazuki who everyone is trying to catch, but it's Azair who currently leads overall and is heading for his second World Championship title.
Yeah, Kazuki has 10 points to the other after the last race, so probably it's impossible, but well, the last round. And I was turned back to see the sailors' faces, and everyone are totally focused on the game.
So Azer and Zemendes of Portugal, they're sitting in second and third. That is the battle for first place and for the championship title. Zemendes needs to, first of all, get ahead of Azer and then hope that Azer drops back behind a few boats to give him the overall win. So Azer's looking good for a second world title here. Kazuki is looking pretty good to win the medal race.
Yes, and still Azer on the second position, really good sailing, and this is the last leg. No, they are like sailing to the top mark. I'm sorry. So this is the end of the upwind, and in front of us also the second downwind to the finishing line.
Now Azer has broken away, tacked off to further left on the course. I'm just wondering if we're going to see him come into shot in a moment. I'm not quite sure what he was doing there. Anyway, we're sticking with this leading bunch as they head towards that right-hand ley line.
Penalty,
yeah,
penalty
well,
for the Brazil player, and I think like Lorenzo is first who was tacking right now on the ley line.
All right, let's see how they come in. Let's call this order. So Kazuki out in front, and Azer has dropped down. Whatever tactic he was thinking of has not worked for him. He's now dropped behind Lorenzo and Yuko. But Zemendes also has dropped down the field. So he's now in 7th place. So Azer still looking good, I think, for that overall lead. There's a lot of maths to do here as we talk.
That's true.
So Kazuki is clear. Spinnaker launched. He is heading down to that finish line. He's going to claim the medal race. But it's the battles that are going on behind. Lorenzo starts 5th overall, is in 2nd place. He can only do what he can do and hope that Azer messes up.
Yeah, but well, if the French player will finish this race on the 4th place, probably he won in general standings, I think.
Yes, yes,
but
you're absolutely right.
But as you said, this is the mathematics here, so we have to wait for the general call and the general
and of course,
standings.
It's what the sailors are doing all the time in their heads, as well as competing. And well, some say they just don't do it because they don't have the capacity to do that and focus on the racing as well. Right, Lorenzo here in 2nd place, and I believe that's the pink sail of is that Azer coming in, trying to close in on him. FC Rich over at the far side of the course. So Kazuki of Japan crosses the finish line. He wins the medal race. That's his 2nd victory of the final. But what is happening behind? It's all eyes on Azer. Has he done enough to hold the overall lead and take his 2nd championship point? FC Rich crosses the line. Azer comes in 4th, and that should be enough for another French world title here in Gdynia. We wait confirmation, but the results are on the left-hand side of your screen. So Lorenzo took 4th, Azer took 5th, Zemendes, Azer's nearest challenger, was 7th. So heart-stopping stuff at moments, and the overall leaderboard is confirmed there.
Yes, on the 1st place, Azer from France, again world champion. On the 2nd place, Kazuki from Japan, and on the 3rd place, sailor from Portuguese, José Mendes. And
well, that was quite a run from the studio, I can tell you. But here we are on the beach, overlooking an amazing marina on a glorious sunny day, and I'm told that it's been a really fantastic weekend of sailing here here at Gdynia Sailing Week. We're looking out across a marina full of race boats and a load of eSailing fans as well. So it is that moment. It is the big moment, the prize giving. We have an empty podium, and I think it's time to fill it. So without further ado, I'm going to announce our prize giving guests, our VIPs, and this is the moment that all the Poles here can't wait for when I attempt 3 Polish names. So first of all, the World Sailing Vice President Tomasz Hamera, Chairman of the Gdynia City Council Tadeusz Zemiot, and Olympic silver medalist in the 470 class at Tokyo 2020, Agnieszka Szkrupelec-Szota. And Tomasz, I'll hand the mic to you.
Thank you, Alec. Well, congratulations to all of you who qualified to this final. And we are very proud that this event came to Gdynia because not only of Gdynia Sailing Days, which is pretty famous festival, which we are holding here for several years. I think it's 25th edition already. But especially that this is one of the events which shows that very soon we will host Sailing World Championships in double-handed classes in 2027. So another World Championship that is leading us towards all these events. But especially to you who did a lot of activities in terms of qualifying to this final, to take part in this final, and I hope you enjoyed your stay in Gdynia. This is not the end of your stay, of course, but well, we are very proud, and thank you to World Sailing for giving us credibility to host this eSailing World Championship. Thank you to City of Gdynia for supporting this event and for being proud of calling Gdynia the sailing capital of Poland. Thank you of our partners and sponsor, but especially thanks to all the volunteers, all the staff, all World Sailing colleagues and people, my friends representing Polish Yachting Association and Gdynia municipality who helped as much as they can to run this event successfully. So once again, big congratulations, big applause to those ones who will be prized. Thanks.
So, in third place of the 2025 eSailing World Championship Final, I'm going to step aside to make room for him. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for José Mendes of Portugal. Oh, just a few goodies there. We'll try and have a look inside later and sort of see what you've got. And for third place, part of that $10,000 prize pot, a check for $2,000. Our bronze medalist. Well done, Jose. And in second place, from Japan, Kazuki Miyamai. And alongside that silver medal and all those bags of great stuff is a check for $3,000. And so we come to our 2025 eSailing World Champion. He won it in 2023 and he is back here in 2025. From France, Tristan Perron.
Thank you. Well done, brother. Well done, Tristan.
And last but not least, the big check. $5,000 to our winner, Tristan Perron-Azer from France. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our World Championship final. Where's Carolina, my great co-commentator? A round of applause. Thank you for holding my hand through the last few hours. Thank you very much. Come and stand with me. Last word from you. I'll hold the mic. It's easier.
Yeah, okay, so at the end I just wanted to say thank you to all of our partners and sponsors who helped us to organize this event as a part of Gdynia Sailing Days 2025. Gdynia is not comes to an end because we have 7 days more of racing, and tomorrow we start the youth match racing world championships. So stay tuned and follow us because 7 days more and exciting racing here. So thank you so much.
Okay, thanks Carolina. Looking forward to that racing out on the water. Well done. Thanks for following us. Thanks to Virtual Regatta for putting on another great show, another great competition over the last few months. And that is it. I'm going to leave you with the champions because they're dying to have a celebration, a bit of a drink. And we will say goodbye for now, and we'll see you in 2026.